The Tennessee Titans are in an interesting spot here in the 2024 NFL Draft. Welcome back to the Mock Draft Guy YouTube channel, ladies and gentlemen. And we are rolling right along today with my 7-round team mock drafts. We landed on the Tennessee Titans. We're at number 7 overall. Can't believe that this series is almost a quarter of the way done already. Cannot believe that. I've been cranking this out a lot more than in years past, so I'm excited about that. But we've landed on the Tennessee Titans today. The Titans are in an interesting spot here at number 7. They have number 7 and number 38, I want to say. But then after that, I don't think they have another pick until 102. So I'd like to close that gap. Here's the way that we're going to do this today. The Tennessee Titans are not, despite having a new head coach coming in, they're not going to look for a new quarterback. With what Will Levis showed in his rookie year, yes, there were growing pains, but his competitiveness, his determination, he's someone that it looks like a lot of players are going to want to play with. He's someone that has the talent and has the overall competitiveness and toughness that you need to play quarterback at the NFL level. Be that as it may, I think that they're going to bring in a more offensive-minded coach. I think that's why, let's be real, if Mike Vrabel really wanted to, he probably could have stayed the Tennessee Titans head coach for at least another year. I think the job that he's done for that organization over his tenure kind of warranted maybe another year, but I feel like even though they technically fired him, I feel like it was kind of more of a mutual partnership, to be quite honest, mutual separation, between the two, because Vrabel didn't really look too broken up about the fact that he got fired. But anyway, I think they're going to want to bring in a more offensive-minded guy. So here's the way that this mock is going to go. Full transparency before we get into the first pick. I believe that if none of these three players are there on the board, I'm going to look to trade down from number 7. So that would be Malik Neighbors, that would be Ola Fashanu, and that would be Joe Alt. Everyone else, I'm looking to trade down after that because I really want to close that gap between number 38 and 102. So let's see what we can do. So as you guys can see on the left, and before we actually even get into the first pick, I just want everyone to know I had some miscommunications with commenters in the New York Giants mock draft. I am only making picks for the Tennessee Titans. I am not making the picks on the left that aren't for the Tennessee Titans or any team that I'm talking about in these videos. These are made by the computer themselves. Number 1 through 6 was made purely by the computer. And to be quite honest with you, even though I don't agree with that, that's probably the first 6 guys, or at least 5 of those 6 guys are going to be the first 5 or 6 off the board anyway. So don't come at me for the other picks that the other teams make. I'm purely doing the Tennessee Titans here. So there's 2 trades that are on the table. One of them doesn't really interest me. I'll show you guys. This is moving back a little bit too far for me, even though that's a ridiculous haul back. A little bit too far there. We're going to reject that, and we're going to sit between these 2 offers here. The Bears offered us pick number 75 and a second-round pick next year to move back 2 spots, but this is the one that really gets me here. Pick number 19 for number 52, 83, and a second next year. We're getting another second-round pick here, and then we're closing that gap in between. So that would be in between 52 and 102. And then we pick up another second-round pick. So I know moving back 12 spots is a lot, but this is a great offer from the LA Rams. And we've already seen those 3 guys that we talked about before off the board. We got Malik Neighbors, Joe Alt, and Ola Fashanu off the board in the first 6. So I'm going to take what the board gives me. This LA trade is too good to pass up, and we're going to make this trade. So there's a lot of different ways that the Tennessee Titans can go with this first pick. I'm thinking it's either really one of 3 ways. I'm looking at defensive line. I'm looking at basically a pass rusher. I'm looking at offensive tackle, and I'm looking at wide receiver. So the wide receivers that are on the board look so good. But I think first and foremost, we're going to have to improve this offensive line. It was an absolute disaster for the Tennessee Titans this past year. Ryan Tannehill, Will Levis, anyone that was under center was an absolute disaster. So we're going to head over. I know I said tackle. We're going to head over here. I love Talisi Fuaga. I love Amarius Mims. The problem here with me is I want someone that's going to be comfortable playing left tackle. These are purely right tackles in college. I'm not comfortable with moving these guys who don't have experience at all playing on the left side. I'm not comfortable putting these guys straight into one of the toughest positions in the NFL with the smallest margin for error. So that's kind of going to be off the board for me here. I'm looking at guard, and the reason why I'm looking at guard here, Graham Barton is on the board. Now, Graham Barton, if you know him as a prospect, has significant experience at guard and tackle, and left tackle too. So that's something I really like. 6'4", 320 pounds. He's insanely athletic as well, and this is just someone that I love this is kind of like following what the Tennessee Titans did last season with Peter Skoronski, someone that's uber versatile on the offensive line, maybe a tad bit shorter arms, but I'm going to kind of go that way again. Graham Barton seems like the type of guy that is going to be extremely valuable to us here at left tackle, at guard. He even has some experience at center as well. This is someone that, with an offensive line as bad as the Tennessee Titans, you just got to take a pure athlete, and he has tremendous grades all over where he goes on the offensive line. So for me, it's not the sexiest pick trading down from 7 to 19 and picking Graham Barton, but I think it's a necessary one. So we're going to take him here at number 19. We are absolutely loaded up here with picks. If you could take a look over to the left, we did acquire 19, 52, and 83. And on top of that, we still have 38, 102, 139, 166, 193, 199, and 214. So we are loaded here. We are loaded with we got 5 picks inside the first 102. We can make some real damage here. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I already clicked onto the wide receivers here. I'm going to look and take a wide receiver here at number 38. Adonai Mitchell is on the board, and that is someone that I'm absolutely going to take. You have DeAndre Hopkins on one side. You have Treylon Burks on the other side. Chigoziem Okonkwo in the middle. These are really, Chig has great speed for his size, to be fair, but Treylon Burks, DeAndre Hopkins at this point in his career, these are possession receivers. I'm looking at Adonai Mitchell because this is someone 6'4", 200 pounds that can move all over the offensive scheme, and he has tremendous speed and contested catchability. And this is something that the Tennessee Titans offense desperately needs. Imagine how much more effective DeAndre Hopkins could be with someone like Adonai Mitchell that is a real speed threat that is going to take away that probably number one corner that has more speed on the other side of the field. I know DeAndre Hopkins has kind of slowed down at the back end of his career here, but he still put in a really, really good season for what it's worth. Treylon Burks hasn't gotten going in his first couple seasons in the NFL. They're going to look to get him going as well, and I think maybe sliding him down to wide receiver 3 is going to be very beneficial for him. But getting someone like Adonai Mitchell that's really going to open up the top of the defense, I think is quintessential for the Tennessee Titans. All right, at number 52 here, we're going to go over to the defensive side of the ball, and I'm going to address the cornerback position. This is a position that for some reason isn't listed as one of the top 5 team needs here, but Ennis Rakestraw Jr. is on the board, 6 foot, 190 pounds, extremely physical cornerback as well. This is a bump and run press man type of guy, and with a 30th ranked defense, the 30th ranked pass defense in the NFL this past year, they need some real talent on the outside, and this is someone that's going to get up in the face of the wide receiver. He's going to try and throw them off their routes. This is the aggressiveness that I think the Tennessee Titans need in their secondary. Rakestraw is someone that's really, really flown up draft boards over the past 3 weeks, maybe to about a month, I would say. I did a film study on him. I did an NFL draft diamond short on him a few weeks ago, and then I did a film study on him again after. And Rakestraw is a really tenacious player. His ball production isn't really going to be there in terms of interceptions when you look at his tape, but his ball skills are actually tremendous, and he has physical hands as well. This is someone that's going to excel really, really well at the NFL level. So I think this is a perfect upgrade in the secondary for the Tennessee Titans at number 52. All right, so we've taken care of some of the offensive line here. We got another weapon for Will Levis, and we've addressed the secondary so far in our first 3 picks. At number 83 here, I'm going to go to the defensive line here. A Danico Autry replacement is essential in this offseason, and there's someone that's on the board that I really like. Darius Robinson out of Missouri, 6'5", 290 pounds, is going to fit really well in a 3-4 front. In an odd front defense, he's going to be the perfect type of player. Even if they somehow switch over to a 4-3 or more even fronts, 6'5", 290 pounds, can easily play the 3 tech as well. He's a fantastic player, and he really pushes the pocket as well. This is someone that is a great run defender. I forgot to mention that as well. Just a tremendous all-around player that's going to be one of those mid-round guys that's going to start right away and make an impact. And I think with the defensive line, besides for really Jeffrey Simmons, it's been pretty poor. Darius Robinson is going to be a great player next to Jeffrey Simmons. Obviously, if he gets drafted by them. But in this situation, he's going to get drafted by them. I really like what he brings to the table here. So Darius Robinson is going to be the Danico Autry replacement for me at number 83. Number 102 comes up here, and I'm going to address the offensive line yet again here. There's a player on the board that I really like at the next level, and that's going to be Blake Fisher out of Notre Dame. Yes, the other Notre Dame tackle in this draft class. Just a perfect right tackle at the NFL level. This is someone that's not going to be too flashy, but here's what I'm thinking here. You move, I'm assuming that Nicholas Petit-Frere is going to be a starter in some capacity next season. I'm thinking you slide him into guard. You let Peter Skoronski play guard as well. And now you have Graham Barton on your left side, and you have someone like Blake Fisher on the right side, who has an incredible amount of experience on the right side as well. And he played for that Notre Dame factory of offensive linemen as well. So Blake Fisher is going to be the pick for me here. Maybe if Petit-Frere starts, and then Blake Fisher is more of a swing tackle type of player, but he's got more than enough chops and athleticism to start at the NFL level pretty much right away. So I like the fit here in Tennessee for Blake Fisher. At number 139 here, I'm going to go with Notre Dame picks back-to-back here. Safety Thomas Harper is someone that I'm interested in bringing in, kind of like, I don't want to say best player on the board right now, but that's kind of sort of what it's looking like. Harper is someone that could be an instant replacement for Terrell Edmonds. He's a free agent as well. 27 years old, probably is going to come back. Someone that's kind of fallen flat on his face for his first round draft status, but a solid player overall. But I think bringing in another safety here, I got to keep adding bodies to this secondary because, I know that the lack of pressure this year, besides for basically Harold Landry and Jeffrey Simmons, what can the secondary do essentially? But when you add more talent, sometimes that can combat the lack of pressure. So Thomas Harper is going to be a nice rotational safety for me here at number 139. At number 166, I'm going to address the running back position. I'm thinking that Derrick Henry his time is over in Tennessee here. Tajay Spears looks like someone that can be a true three-down running back here, but he's more of the shiftier type of runner, someone that could also catch a lot of passes out of the backfield. But I'm looking at someone that's going to run straight up the gut here, and to me, that's going to be Cody Schrager. I really like what he brings to the table from Missouri. This is someone that his draft stock has soared over the past few weeks as well. 1,627 yards, 14 touchdowns, 5'9", 215 pounds. He's going to bring that kind of like bowling ball-esque type of bounce off of would-be tacklers type of running back that, Derrick Henry was to a certain degree. I mean, Derrick Henry was way, way more than just that. But this is the type of player that I'm going for, especially since you have someone like Tajay Spears already on the roster that is probably going to take over as the three-down back, essentially, or the early down back, someone that can catch passes. He's really fast on the outside as well, can run, outside the tackles. So Cody Schrader is going to be the pick for me at 166. At number 193 here, I'm going to go to another wide receiver. Jalen Calhoun out of Duke is someone that actually I enjoyed watching for a little while. I was watching tape on Graham Barton, and he popped up a few times here. Just someone that's going to kind of round out the wide receiving room for now. We already added Adonai Mitchell with the speed. This is someone that could play in the slot as well. Calhoun is a really nice player that could also play on special teams. So we're going to start to round out the roster here with our last three picks. At number 199 here, we're going to take a chance on Jalen Green out of James Madison. 15.5 sacks this past season. He's going to be someone that's going to be a pure pass rushing type of player. He's not going to be a three-down player. He's going to be brought in only in pass rushing situations, but he provides some excellent speed off the edge. Not a lot of size. I believe 6'2", like 240 pounds. Doesn't bring a ton of size, but his speed and his tenaciousness as a pass rusher is going to get him some snaps for sure. So this is someone that's going to be more of a pass rushing specialist. This is kind of where you take those type of specialist players. And then with our last pick here at number 214, I'm going to take Amari Gaynor, linebacker out of North Carolina. Someone that's super athletic. He's going to play on special teams a ton too, as well. Someone that's just going to fill out the roster. I know maybe linebacker should have been addressed a little bit earlier, but with the players that were on the board, I couldn't really justify it. But I'm going to take Amari Gaynor here to be someone that is going to be a really solid backup and someone that can play on special teams. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. There is our monstrous 7-round Tennessee Titans 2024 mock draft here. Quick recap. We traded down from number 7. We acquired 19, 52, 83, and a second-round pick from the LA Rams next year. We've got Graham Barton, tackle, guard, extraordinaire out of Duke with the 19th overall pick. At number 38, we got Adonai Mitchell. At 52, we got Ennis Rakestraw Jr. 83, we got Darius Robinson. 102, we got Blake Fisher. 139, we got Thomas Harper. 166, Cody Schrader. 193, Jalen Calhoun. 199, Jalen Green. and number 214, Amari Gainer. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope I see you in the next one. Thank you.